Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Get to Know the Pro. This is Sam Fiorillo. I'm one of the administrators here at Echo Means Business, and today I got Justin Allen from Green Spot Landscaping with me. Welcome, Justin.
Hey, how are you?
Excellent, excellent. It's good to talk to you. I've seen you on our community quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
And so this is our first time actually getting the opportunity to talk face to face. My team says you got to interview Justin as one of our top contributors in the community. So why don't you let everybody know a little bit about your company? Let's start with where you're from and the type of work that Green Spot Landscaping does.
All right, awesome. I'm from Jacksonville, Florida, way down south from you guys. We do a lot of lawn care, just mowing and going, and a little bit of landscaping from time to time.
I've always been curious about the I guess the lawn care business down there. It seems like California in that it's such an extreme when it comes to this particular industry as opposed to what you're going to get to like in Ohio, for example.
Yeah,
just the heat that you got to work in must be just nuts.
I think today was 103 heat index and humidity through the roof. But yeah, it's hot.
There's a joke that I keep hearing. I've been involved now with Echo Means Business for 6 years when I started it on behalf of Echo. And the one thing that I keep hearing at the beginning of every season is that, there's like 1 million lawn care professionals in April and like 6 by the time November comes around.
I believe it.
And I said most of those are because of the heat.
Yeah. That's why it's hard to keep help is just the heat. They don't realize how hot it is and they get you.
Yeah, no, I get it. So how much, let's break down your business a little bit for the people that are trying to get to know you a little bit better. Is it mostly residential that you do?
Yeah, it's mostly residential. I have probably 10 commercial accounts. But there's so many houses down here. Residential's, a good way to go.
And how long have you been in business?
Full time, I think 5-6 years. I've been doing it out of high school,
Wow.
off and on. So here we are.
So this is basically a lifetime career for you.
Oh yeah. I mean, growing up, I watched my dad, go out and do a couple of the church members' houses. So he was every weekend he'd be doing it. And so as I got old enough, I tagged along and, wanted to go help, and then got out of high school and found a job doing it and just stuck with it.
Do you still take care of those church properties or friends from the church properties?
Yeah, I got quite a few church members that I go out and take care of, just like, Pops did. And it feels good to do that.
That's nice. That's very nice. It's a sense of community.
Oh, absolutely.
I think is good. That's one of the things that I think is an advantage to this industry with all of the BS that you have to deal with.
Oh, yeah.
Getting to know people and just being part of the community. Lawn care pros have a tendency to sort of be part of that fabric, which I think is a kind of cool thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So you were inspired to do this with your dad. You're not that old, so it hasn't been that long that you've been doing this.
I'm 37, so I've been doing it quite a while, not too long.
You don't look that old.
Well, I appreciate it.
37 is old, but you don't look that old.
I did it, I worked for the landscape nursery for 4 or 5 years to put myself through college. Ended up getting a degree, went into law enforcement for 10 years. But during that time, I still did lawn care part-time. I'd had, 5-6 yards, just to have some side. But then again, I ran into a point where I was making pretty good money just doing it part-time, and then I decided to do it full-time. I could plan my days off, have more time with the family, just stuff like that. And then here we are.
That's really interesting. There's a lot of law enforcement and first responders, in this industry. We've done a big feature on that at the beginning of this year because a lot of our user advisory group are either law enforcement or former law enforcement, military. But the vast majority of them are doing both. They're still in law enforcement because they figure, listen, I got a pension coming up. I'm going to keep doing this until I'm able to retire and collect a full pension. But you're the first that I've talked to that said, nah, I'm done. I'm going to do this full time.
I had a few times where I worked night shift and, I'd get home at 6 a.m., hopefully, and then turn around and go work a full day of lawn care. And to me, that's a long day. You have plenty of days off and plenty of free time, but, trying to get them all done just to keep your customers happy, that was a long day.
Yeah, and I've never been in law enforcement myself, but I can't imagine that it's well, actually, I can imagine that it is certainly a lot more stressful and a lot more difficult than running a lawn care business.
Absolutely. Did a lot. I mean, just endless hours of no sleep, and the stress is through the roof. And now
Yeah.
all I have to worry about is it going to rain today? Cancel me out.
Are you working on your own predominantly, or are you with the crew?
Predominantly on my own. I try to get some help during the summer when I can. Um, it just seems to be easier by myself. I know I'm going to show up to work every day, work all day long.
Yeah, that's true. And sometimes there's something called lifestyle business, and
Right.
a lot of people like to run these businesses for the purposes of lifestyle, which means they make enough
Hmm.
to earn a decent living, live a good lifestyle, and they're quite happy with it.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's others that look for, well, I want to rule the world. I want to have 10 crews. I want to have franchises in different states. And they get to that point, and many of the people on on the screen that I've interviewed over the years have been there and have come back to say, yeah, I had big crews. I had a lot of, I had 50, 60, 100
Hmm.
commercial accounts, but it was too much. The stress was too much. I never slept. And so they've just gone back. Do you
Yeah.
have any aspirations to get there?
I wanted to, but then again, trying to keep somebody on hand, it seems to be impossible. You can have them a week or two and then you don't hear from them ever again. So I found that simplicity is working out pretty good. Like I said, make my own schedule, go out, get everything done. And so I have plenty of free time. So I like the simplicity of it, less headache, and seems to work.
Sure. The so what's your if you had to say the one thing that you're known for amongst your customers, what is it?
Consistency.
Yeah, is that the key to doing well in this business?
From what I've gathered and talking to my customers, just being consistent. Come same day every week. If you can't come, just a simple text will work. But consistency seems to be the number one complaint from losing their prior lawn care or whatnot. Just
Not
showing up.
well, not showing up when they say they are, doing the same quality work every time.
I actually had a client today that I was meeting with, and she was supposed to have a guy come out, and it's been 2 weeks. I hadn't seen him. So she called me and landed that one. No problem, because I'm going to show up.
Wow.
So,
That's actually we should add that to our resources under tips for starting a lot or getting new clients. Just drive around and ask, has your lawn care company showed up today? No, can we do it?
I guarantee you'll get a bunch of new customers that day.
That's hilarious. So after leaving law enforcement with those crazy hours that you were working, do you feel that you found that work-life balance?
Yeah, absolutely. I have plenty of time with the family. You get home at a decent hour, you still have all night to go and do, or take the weekend off and not miss work. Just get out and have a good time and go out and enjoy life.
So no regrets.
No.
All right. So when you do have that free time, this is, we're trying to let the our community at Echo Means Business, whether they're listening to this on the podcast or watching online, or connecting to you, in our member area. This is actually sounding like a little bit of a dating app, which is not,
Uh-oh.
by the way. But why? Tell them about your that time when you're off work. Is it hunting, fishing, laying on
So,
the couch doing nothing? How do you
so,
spend the rest of that time to de-stress?
so down here in Florida, we have lots of fishing, lots of rivers. I'm 20 minutes from the ocean, so we do a lot of ocean fishing. So lots of fishing. We do a lot of hunting.
Mhm.
In 2 weeks we'll have hunting season, so that'll be through January. So I'm pretty excited. But also, take time to go camping. We like to camp, so we like to travel down different springs in Florida, We have a few taverns or caverns, I believe, and just get out and camp, get out and see what nature's about. And kids love it. So it's a lot of fun.
I think that's one of the best. It's got to be one of the best parts of living in Florida, in my mind, is the ability to get outdoors as often as you do.
No, yeah.
As opposed to places where you've got a full winter, or you got 4 months of winter, and well, mind you, we have skiing up here, so I guess that, we still get outside and ice fish. That's a big thing for me in the wintertime, ice fishing.
I bet that's fun. I've always wanted to do that.
Yeah, it is.
Fun. Seems cold, but seems
yeah. But you know what? It's actually not that cold. I mean, yeah, sure. If you walk outside in a pair of shorts, it can be in the middle of the night, but it's the huts that you put up and that you erect. There's always a fire going in it. You're on top of the ice, sure, but you're dressed okay. And you're in that isolated space with a fire, so it's actually really a cool experience.
It's kind of like deer camp for us. You have those camps. You eat well, you sleep well, and you have fun.
Yeah, except your cold is 80 degrees. So,
yeah, I was gonna say we don't have a winter here. So
yeah, there's a little bit of a difference there, but you have the humidity in those damn flies.
Oh, the humidity is ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. I'm down there often. I got a place in Orlando, and it gets insane. I can't come in the summertime. I think I've been once, and I've never done it again. So I restrict my travel to the winter now when I'm down there.
Absolutely.
It's funny because every time you started the conversation, well, down here in Florida, the first thing that came to mind when you were about to say that, or when anybody starts a sentence that way, is gator wrestling is got to be the next thing that's going to come out of their mouth. I know that's a stereotype, but I can't help but think that's the first thing that they're going to say.
I've tried that once, but we didn't catch any gators that night, so didn't get to.
You spent your whole life in Florida?
Oh yeah, born and raised Jacksonville.
Nice.
My dad's from Forsyth, Georgia, so we have a place up there, so we go back and forth. But everybody's down here now.
Any regrets in leaving law enforcement and running this business?
No, I don't have. The only thing I miss is seeing a bunch of the guys, but we get together every now and again and hang out, and reminisce about the good times, and I'm enjoying life.
Do you ever get out to the big trade show, GAE Plus Expo?
No, but I always wanted to go, and one day I'm gonna try to get up there.
Yeah, it's quite an experience. Like you get to connect with all of the the guys you talk to. Obviously, not your colleagues in the force, but
right.
How connected do you feel to other pros around North America now?
I mean, I don't see a whole lot of them. When I see them out in the streets, we talk and talk about equipment basically, and how's business going, and what can you try to do and help. And but when I run into them, it's friendly. I'll pass a hand, give them a business card, and they'll hand me theirs. And if I can't take it, and here's a guy that can. So that's nice.
It is quite a community in general. That's the one thing that I've noticed in 6 years that I've been connected with the Echomeans business community, is the amount of support that there is for each other, and not just locally, even at a distance, right? And the number of people that I'm noticing are traveling across the country to connect and have a beer with the guys that they talk to online all the time.
That's pretty cool to see.
You're really connected to a lot of people. You spend a lot of time contributing in our Echomeans business community, whether it's through that community or other channels online. What's been the benefit to you of that social connection with other pros?
Everybody's got their own opinions on how to do things and different tips that they can use. So when you get on those platforms, I have an idea of what I want to do. It may not be the right way, but it's my way. And somebody, posts something, then I see, okay, that way might be easier, or this tool might work better than, something I've been using forever. Just because I know it works, there's different ways out there, and that's nice to be able to see that and give it a shot,
Yeah. Let's. So how long have you been doing this again?
Off and on since high school, so 20 years, but full time 6 years.
Okay. What if I want to leave this with some advice? We have a lot of young pros, or not necessarily young in age, but young in terms of just starting the business. I know there's a lot of our audience that are part-time, like those lawn care pros or first responders and law enforcement that are doing this part-time, thinking about going full-time, or people that are just changing career for whatever reason. What advice would you give somebody coming into this industry now?
um, I've been thinking about it all day. So the thing I came up with is just keep hustling. You know, you're gonna get 5 yards a day. Starting out with, you're gonna lose five just as quick as you gain them. But when you lose them, just keep hustling. There's plenty of yards out there. There's plenty of opportunities. So if you lose one, don't worry. Next day you'll get two more. And that's the thing I struggled with in the beginning. I was so excited. I got 20 yards. Well, the next day you get a phone call and you're down 15. So I just keep hustling and you'll get them.
How difficult was it for you to get the commercial accounts?
It's funny because they're all friends of mine.
Mm.
So I have a church. I grew up at this church, so I was able to land that one. Didn't plan on it; it just kind of happened. And it's through people that I know. So that's been a big help. Is your network, it's people that you have surrounding you and that it's really worked out that way.
It's who you know, right? The old saying.
Absolutely.
I mean, and I think it's an important lesson, I think, for pros out there listening. It's one of the most frequently asked questions in our communities. How do I get new clients?
Word of mouth is amazing.
Yeah, there's no question. Asking for the business. So if you know you have happy clients, ask them.
Oh,
Say,
yeah.
hey, any of your neighbors need anything? Could you give me a recommendation here? Pass out a referral card.
Absolutely.
Or, here's 5 business cards. Would you mind passing them around if you're happy with my service?
I have one of my clients. I give him business cards all the time, and I started with his yard 6 years ago, and now I've got just about the whole street now. Just because his yard always looked good, so his neighbor would be like, "Who's doing your yard? Here's his business card," and next thing you know, it's history.
Yeah, I get it. No, it's true, and that's very important to have that uh, awareness
Right.
to ask. A lot of people are afraid to ask or don't even think to ask for business. Right? It's the number one rule of sales: ask for the sale. If you don't ask, you're not going to get it.
Absolutely.
Right. So I'm glad to hear that that's been your secret, that's been working for you. I think it's very important.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for taking 10, 15 minutes to chat with us, Justin. It was really good to get to know you a little bit better, and we look forward to chatting with you more over on the forum or on the articles over on Echo Means Business.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Cool. Talk to you soon. Thanks, man.
See you.